Welcome to Live Happy, Live Well. It's a show for active adults who want to keep moving, exploring, and living a great life. I'm Shawn Ireland, and this week we're in the Hocking Hills. This scenic location hosts 4.5 million people a year who want to start living their best life now. The Hocking Hills has so many great hiking trails for you to explore. We're at Ash Cave Hiking Trail. It's easily accessible and it's wheelchair accessible as well. But the beauty of it, it lies this direction. And I have no direction, but I do have a Katie. Katie, hi.
Hi.
You're going to take us on the tour.
Yes,
All right. Everything that we want to see is that way.
It is.
You got to lead the way. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So clearly, this has been around a while.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yes, it has.
Like, for instance, this guy?
Yep, this guy's been here for a long, long time. This is an eastern hemlock. They're one of our oldest trees here in Ohio.
How old?
So he's about 750 years old.
Oh, don't look a day over.
Yeah,
649, baby.
Yeah. He did not become subject to logging, so it was a lot harder to drag those logs out out of ravines like this.
Oh, gotcha. So that's what most of these trees are, hemlock?
Yep, eastern hemlocks.
Oh my gosh, gorgeous.
They keep the ravine cool and moist. It's perfect condition for more hemlocks to grow too.
I was hoping you could work the word moist into this interview.
Yes, yes. So they like to keep the ravines nice and cool.
Okay.
So, and that in turn creates more diversity in amphibians and fungus and ferns. So Southeast Ohio is going to be different than Northwest.
That was a tongue twister. Amphibians, fungus, and ferns.
Yes.
Oh my! This is really amazing stuff, isn't it?
It is. Ash Cave is actually our largest recessed cave east of the Mississippi.
Wow.
So it is 700 feet long from one end to the other. And it is about...
Hello! Hello!
Yeah.
No, not so much.
Incredible acoustics, yeah.
I love it, it's incredible. So right now, this is how high up above us?
So it's about 90 feet above.
Okay.
Yep, and 100 feet deep.
All sandstone.
All sandstone, yeah.
Just incredible. Does it ever look different seasonally from, you know, fall to spring? Will it take on a different look?
A little bit. It might look more crowded with all the leaves coming back on the foliage. And of course the icicles in the winter is always going to make it look especially grandiose.
And this is one of like 7 of the trails, right? You
Yes.
can travel around.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about what we're standing on though.
Yeah, so the sand we're standing on now is actually deposited later. So this was deposited later in the 40s so people can come back here and picnic.
But did they wheelbarrow this stuff in? How in the world do you get all this?
Yeah, by the truckloads, I'm sure.
Incredible,
Yeah.
just to picnic.
Yes.
But there were inhabitants here before that.
That's right, yeah. So there's been a big Native American presence in this area for years. So the settlers in 1877 did a little excavation of the ashes that they found here, which is of course how Ash Cave got its name.
Cave.
Yes. And they found bits and pieces of pottery, animal bones, corn cobs, and arrowheads.
Oh wow. Have you ever tried to find anything?
I haven't,
No.
you know, because that's got to be like 20 feet below all this sand
we
now.
got time,
yeah.
Katie, come on.
Yeah.
Where's the water coming from? Where's it going?
So the water is actually coming from Queer Creek, and it is an ephemeral waterfall.
Which is ephemeral?
Yes, so that means it just flows seasonally. So we have to get a lot of rain and snow melt in the spring, and then sometimes we'll get a lot of rain in the fall. So as you can see here, we're getting a little bit of a trickle, and eventually that will flow into the Scioto River.
Huh, that's beautiful. Does it freeze?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, so the park is open all winter long. You're more than welcome to come out here and see the icicle formations.
Oh, wow.
So, and then in the fall, that's our most popular time for hikers to come is in the fall because of the fall color.
Oh, I bet, and the waterfall and everything else. But the
Yeah.
sandstone itself, I mean, we see many different size rocks.
Yes.
That one is predominant.
It is, yeah.
What's the story there?
So there is a story about a local pastor who would come and deliver his Sunday sermons. And he would do this because the acoustics were awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't have a church to go to yet. So this would be a place for people to gather. So we do call that rock Pulpit Rock. And there is some controversy whether it is this rock or it's the rock behind that.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I guess only God knows.
yeah, only God will know.
There's so many other caves and trails to consider and experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
365 days a year.
Yes, we're open all year round.
Oh, Susanna, why don't you cry for me? 'Cause I come from Hocking Hills Moonshine with a canjo on my knee. Yeah, that ruined my life. Brian, get in here. Why am I playing a canjo? Why am I at Hocking Hills Moonshine?
Well, that's what it's all about right there, having fun, having a good time.
A canjo of all things. And moonshine in the Hocking Hills.
Yes, moonshine in the Hocking Hills ever since 2015. Hocking Hills Moonshine's been right here creating a product. We're up to 8 products on the market right now. We're in 250 state liquor stores. But it all started with legislation change. That's the history. A lot of history between the Hocking Hills and moonshine during that Prohibition time. And I grew up in that town of New Straitsville, Ohio. Moonshine, capital of the world, using the same recipe and basically the same, my phone's ringing. My brother and I, Eric, we can put our hillbilly skills to work right here.
I love it. And you know what's amazing? Because you think, all right, this is going to be something that is, like you said, Prohibition time, so it's hidden, it's behind closed doors. But no, you have quite an operation here.
Absolutely. Now we're out in the open, so people can actually watch the process. They can watch the product being made. They can show up, take a free tour, and have a good time.
Well, there's science involved, and I want you to show us how it works, okay?
Absolutely.
Let's
go do
take a
it.
tour. Let's go. Brian, fancy to meet you here, huh?
Yeah, here we are hanging out in front of the moonshine still.
Looky in there. So this thing is like crazy hot. Is that supposed to be hot?
That's supposed to be hot. That's called your worm line.
Pardon me? So you literally put all the ingredients you need are like 3 or 4 basic ingredients.
Right, basic, the old-fashioned recipe. Corn, water, sugar, and yeast. And it's made in a pot.
You realize
still.
that's liquid bread is what you just described.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Is it the water then? What makes it so special?
Water changes your flavor profile. We have a natural spring on our family farm right outside of town.
Okay.
It's a limestone-rich soil. What's in Kentucky and Tennessee? Limestone. Well, Ohio has it as well. So the water that comes from that ground gives it a pure taste. It's nice and clean. The only thing we do to our water is run it through a simple water filter. My dad trucks it in, and we mash up with it.
How long do you have to have this fermenting to become moonshine?
Well, it ferments for approximately 2 weeks.
Okay.
So once the mash is set and ripened, then it gets cooked, and we cook it in an old-fashioned pot still, just like you see here. But instead of being out into the woods using an open flame, we're in a building using electricity.
Incredible. So the whole process, like squirrels through all this.
Absolutely.
And it literally, this looks like a bird bath. So it's like just little baby drips, and then it eventually goes into the canister.
Slow and steady. You can't push the process. This is another key in manufacturing liquor is you've got to find the sweet spot, and then you just got to stick to it. It's like trying to microwave a steak. It just doesn't work. It's not going to taste as good as you put it on a smoker or a grill.
So you do it so well, you started bourbon.
Bourbon is our new product. It's doing very well. It's soon going to be up in the state of Michigan, but it's growing throughout Ohio right now.
Good for you. We don't say that word, by the way, that Michigan word. But so bourbon is the next best thing, and that I know is all done in barrels,
Right.
but it's a very different process.
Right. Bourbon is aged whiskey. It's got to be 100% corn, which we are. and it's got to be aged in a charred white oak barrel for up to 2 years. So I have over 4,000 gallons aging in the basement right now.
Wow.
It's my favorite place.
This is incredible, just the fact you can do it all right here. But I really think the proof is in the pudding or liquid fire or whatever you call that.
Proof's in the jar.
Shall we go check it out?
Let's go.
All right, moonshine time. So we've seen how it's made. This is the tasting bar. So tell me what kind of flavors you have here.
Well, we have a blackberry, granny apple, peach tea, and a raspberry, but everyone should try the original recipe, 90 proof straight clear spirit.
I'm gonna give it a go.
Here we go.
90 proof. You like my pinky in the air?
I like the pinky.
I like to be a little girly like that. That is surprisingly smooth.
Thank you.
That's all I can say right now, Brian. You take it from here.
The more you have, the more you'll laugh.
That's right. So come visit. That's the end of this story. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hocking Hills Moonshine. Yep, check it out. Okay. Oh, where's my canjo? I'm feeling a song coming on. We got it from there? Did you already cut out?
There's a quiet majesty to winter in the Hocking Hills. Sparkling frozen waterfall sculptures, a crackling fire, a bubbling hot tub under a sea of stars. Warm your spirit with a magical winter getaway. Explore HockingHills.com.
So what's fun to do in the Hocking Hills? Really, what isn't fun to do in the Hocking Hills? But I think I found our next stop right here, Hocking Hills Canopy Tours.
Copy Cannonball.
Okay.
It's fun.
Yeah, so what it is we must have, even though you can't feel the wind, just a very slight headwind. So when you're zipping, just pull your knees up, okay, and just kind of make yourself as small as you can. Okay. Cannonball! Cannonball!
If you holler Cannonball, you go a little faster.
You do go faster?
If you holler it, yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Woohoo! All right. Yeah! That was fun. That canopy tour made me really want to put my feet up. Nowhere better than in a cabin in the hills. But let's face it, you come to the Hocking Hills for the scenery. Oh my gosh, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So much to see and do, or so very little if you're zen. Let's go in and find out more about Cedar Grove Lodging and what they have to offer. Let's be zen. Here we go, Lara. Cheers. Thank you for having me. Wait, you really want me to leave? Because this is the wrong way to start an interview, just so you know. Anyway, tell us where we are.
We're at Cedar Hill Lodge, and that is at the Cedar Grove Lodging and Events Center.
It's beautiful in here. This is a pretty big place, so tell me, how many people does it accommodate?
So it accommodates 30 guests.
Oh my gosh. Or 8 if you don't really like people, right?
100%.
So if you're coming to a lodge like this, maybe people have never seen this kind of facility before. What can they expect to do when they're here?
Well, they can expect to go hiking. We've got trails across our 65-acre property, and then we are 2 miles from Old Man's Cave, 4 miles from Ash Cave, and then 4 miles from Cedar Falls.
It's in the middle of everything, and it sits up high. The views are incredible.
It's beautiful property.
Now, if people stay here, what should they plan for? I noticed there was a washer and dryer.
We've also got a double oven, all of the amenities that you would need to cook, dishes and silverware for 30 guests.
Wow.
We also have a pool table. There's a movie room in the basement with a bar. So it's just a great way to spend time with your family and friends and enjoy a great weekend in the Hocking Hills.
And I know that you also do a lot with wedding parties.
So our venue center, the Haven, also accommodates a wedding party up to 280 inside, 380 inside, outside. It's a 5,000 square foot property, and our guests love to stay at Cedar Hill and then also at our other lodges and cabins.
It is beautiful here. Now, do you get wildlife? Because I'm standing on the hill and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there must be wildlife everywhere.
There's deer, birds, and the occasional fox.
Okay. I'm not sure I've ever seen a fox quite like that. You might want to check that one for rabies. Anyway, so if people want to book a place like this, is it 365 days a year, or when should you know to call in a reservation?
So we are an all year round property. You can book anytime. We suggest booking the sooner rather than later. Dates book up very quickly, especially during the fall, which is the prime time of the year.
So what's your favorite part of the cabins?
I would have to say the hot tubs.
Hot tubs. Let's go.
All right.
Let's do it. I probably need this.
Yep.
Let's go. So you can literally sit in this hot tub and look at these views and do it from anywhere.
And all of our cabins and lodges have a hot tub attached to them.
Oh, incredible. All right, girl, let's get her bathing suits.
Sounds good.
There go the jets. You guys get out of here. Cameras off. Off. No trip to the Hocking Hills would ever be complete without a stop right here, Jack Pine's Glassblowing. Guess what? This is Jack Pine. He blows glass. Hi, Jack. How do you get into glass blowing?
Well, it's a long journey, but I actually went to Columbus College of Art and Design, and I took ceramics, and I also did a couple classes of glass blowing there. But I really fell in love with it when I moved out west to Seattle. So I stumbled onto a glass blowing job out there about 30 years ago.
Wow.
And
you still have lips and facial hair, so
yes.
good for you.
Yes.
Tell us how this works. So I know there are many furnaces, all very hot.
Right.
And this one contains glass, from what I understand.
Yes. So this is the first stage, which is the actual furnace. It's the actual area where it has the liquid molten glass. So we start off with glass pellets, and we shovel them in at night. And then inside of this furnace, it's about 2,000 degrees, and we melt it overnight, and you have a little pool of liquid molten glass.
Wow.
And then you take these rods, such as the one I'm holding right here. It's a blow pipe. So at the end of these blow pipes, you actually preheat them in here, and then you extract the glass from the furnace and you shape and mold it.
And you become a glass blower just
That's
like
right.
that. I'll be doggone. So all this gorgeousness, colored glass.
Right.
And is it made from something different than that other glass?
It's actually, it has different metal oxides in it, but it is basically stained glass.
Okay.
That is chopped up, and we can buy hundreds of different colors. And most of it comes in from Germany.
Wow.
And then it sticks to the surface of the glass. When we melt them in, we actually use these heating chambers to melt the glass into the surface, and you can do a whole wide variety of techniques involving that. And we go into these chambers here, and these are called glory holes.
Glory holes.
I didn't come up with the name.
Oh, but you repeat it.
I know. It is the standard in the industry to be called the glory holes.
Well, I'm anxious to try it. Is it hard? Can an apprentice like me do this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it takes a long time to master it, but anybody can actually pick up a blowpipe and work with a glass blower.
Ready.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this rod, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some glass on the end of it, and I'm gonna have you blow it out.
Okay.
We'll see how good your lungs are.
Oh, I've got a lot of hot air. I have to worry about that.
All right, so we go in there, we just gather it up. It's almost like gathering up honey.
Oh, yeah.
Take it out.
Wow.
You got to keep it turning. If you don't, it will drip.
Huh.
So you take it over here, and we use these steel tables to shape it. You pump a little bubble in there, and I want you to come over here.
Okay.
And
yep.
I'll have you go ahead and blow.
This is how careers are made and destroyed.
Go
Ready?
ahead. Yep. Let's see how, oh my gosh. Keep going. You don't even have to turn it anymore. Just keep blowing. That is amazing. Now you can just go ahead and bust it right there on the floor.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead. Whoa.
Oh, that is so cool. Shoot, that was a
So
one of a
congratulations.
kind, too.
You are now a glass blower.
And you are a heck of a glass teacher. Thank you so much.
That was no problem.
And everybody's got to come here, take this all in. Can they watch then when you're doing your...
Absolutely, yeah. That's the whole beauty of this. You can watch all these glass blowers make the products.
Okay.
Then we have a wonderful gallery here that showcases all of our work and a variety of other artisans work in the area.
Jack, thank you so much. This is a one of a kind if you'd like to buy it.
Oh, okay. Yes, how much?
Oh, we'll work something out.
Okay, we'll work it out.
There's a quiet majesty to winter in the Hocking Hills, a gorgeous wonderland, sparkling frozen waterfall sculptures, solitary hikes through fairy tale forests of evergreens, a crackling fire in a cozy woodland cabin, a bubbling hot tub under a sea of stars surrounded by glittering snowflakes. Warm your spirit, your heart, and soul with a magical winter getaway. It's all an easy drive from home. Explore HockingHills.com.
So Mike, here we are, Spotted Horse Ranch. This is so cool. How many acres?
About 500.
500. And you have to work 500 acres.
Yeah, it keeps me off the streets.
That's awesome. So the smoke obviously is for another reason because we're at the, you call it the Cowboy Cookout.
Cowboy Cookout. Yep.
And what do you feed people?
Kind of whatever I hit with the truck the night before.
Well, that'll bring the business.
Normally, yeah. We don't, I mean, it's not a hot dog, French fry, hamburger thingy. We'll do leg of lamb.
Oh, wow.
Pork roast, veal roast, venison. We
legit.
try to do something nice.
And then, Joe, one time in 3rd grade, I was singing some cowboy songs. You're a good listener, such a good listener, Joe. You know, a lot of city folk have never been to a place like this. I mean, what do you hope they take away from a visit?
We just kind of like to have them appreciate the idea of a real live working farm, ranch, whatever. We're not a riding stable, don't try to be. You know, the trails are not Metro Park, they really are up and downy, they're hilly, just through the forest. So we want to give people kind of a Western experience here in Ohio because we do raise cattle, we raise sheep, we raise deer, we raise water buffalo, We raise African aoudad, black buck antelope. So we raise some different things. I built houses forever and ever in Bexley, Upper Arlington, Worthington. And our business got huge, my business, then I didn't like it.
Oh.
So I wanted to sit in a tractor and do this, and
here you are.
So here we are.
Yeah, how many years now have you been out here?
I think 97 is when we bought the place. There was nothing here. There wasn't a bridge, no fence, no buildings, except a settlement cabin that was built in 1821.
It must give you so much peace in your heart when you come out here in the morning and you get to look around and see all this, and you have, I don't know how many animals you have, but they're everywhere I turn. Yeah. In fact, that's why I'm not leaving your side. Every time I turn around, there's another animal.
There's about 400 or 450 head of animals here.
Wow. It is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie.
People ask me, what are you gonna do today? They assume I know what day it is. But I never know what I'm going to do in the morning until you get down here. There may be a cow caught in a fence, or a cow having a calf, or a sheep stuck, or whatever. So it's kind of a a fun thing.
First thing you need to do is make bigger holes in your fence if all these animals keep getting stuck. But real quick, I do want to ask you this. So if people are watching this right now and they think this is an adventure I want for my life, for my family, you know, whatever. How do they go about that? And is it you have to book way in advance? You've got to be very popular, I would think.
You need to come out here. You need to do book in advance.
Okay.
It's not very pretty this time of year,
well,
like
you.
it is in the spring
insulting.
or fall. Yeah, I'm sorry, but the help that we have are great.
Well, I hear that also.
Really great.
In fact, Ellie would be mad at me if I didn't mention that you do have some gift certificates that are available and things like that. Okay.
Yes, we do. We sell gift certificates. I will tell everybody that I try to stay out of it as much as I can anymore. We get better reviews.
You're so funny. Okay, so we going back? All right.
Keep going. Okay.
Keep on going. I don't know if you knew this, but I was in my 6th grade production of Howdy Cowboy in middle school.
Really?
Yeah, so I think I'm kind of naturally, you know, part of the atmosphere here. And guess what? My bow legs just are bow legs. I never rode when I was little.
Yeah.
But
I just natural. Well, I've ridden horses since I was probably 12.
Wow.
I rode horses before I had a bicycle.
Wow. Go, Joe. Let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Well, you have been the best hosts. We've had the best time. And I want to come back when I can do it again.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming out. I hope everybody comes back again.
We will. Thank you, buddy. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of the things you can do right here in the Hocking Hills, and there is no end to the fun you can have. Find out more at exploreHockingHills.com. We'll see you again next week. And join us on Daytime Columbus every weekday at 12:30. Always remember to live happy, live well.